in.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Savannah. I'm a social worker here at the Family Crisis Center. You can have a seat.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Do you go by Allison?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the reason you're here today was through referral. I understand that you're going through a divorce and you're not getting any help from your husband, or I'm sorry, soon to be ex-husband, due to him being unemployed.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And I understand you have 2 young children.
Yes.
Okay. And their ages are?
4 and 2.
Okay. Well, first, let me start by saying that everything that is said here is confidential, unless, you do threaten to harm yourself or someone else.
Okay.
Here is a list of our policy, and if you would just sign for me and let me know that you understand it. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Okay, you mentioned something about reporting if I was to say something to harm myself or others. Who would you report what I'm like?
I would have to report it to the police and let them know that you have threatened to harm yourself or someone else. But other than that, anything that is said in this room between me and you is confidential.
So my husband or parents cannot come up here and get information that I'm seeking for a divorce?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Not without your permission. If you give me permission to release that information, then I can release it. But other than that, I cannot.
Okay.
Okay. So, my first question, have you and your husband ever been to marriage counseling previously?
Yes, we have, about 1.5 years ago.
Okay. And can you explain to me a little bit on how that went?
Well, it went okay for about the first week after we finished the counseling. We both agreed to go. We knew and understood that we both needed it. We wanted to try to save our marriage for the kids. But it has just got to the point to where he doesn't want to hold a job. He's lazy. He doesn't want to help around the house. I always have to cook. I always have to clean. I always have to take care of the kids, give kids baths. I just have to always do everything, and it's just very stressful. Like, I'm going to school. I'm also working part-time with 25 hours a week just to, get a little bit of income in because I'm going to school to be a nurse. So it's just very stressful, and so I just want to get out of it because it's just not how it used to be.
Okay, I completely understand that. It seemed very stressful. Well, whenever you all went to marriage counseling, how did you cope with that? How did he cope with that? Did y'all both give 100% and participate in the program and try to make things better? Or after the week you said that it was it all went back to the way it was. So
while we were in the counseling service that we signed up for, it was in a different county, and so we just went there. It was about a month and a half, maybe about 2 months worth of services on how to build our relationship as a family and as a couple, to have intimacy and affection and also have family time and everything, and how to balance it out basically. And for those 2 months of classes, it was great. We were, we set aside date nights. I seen a change in him. He actually held a job for those 2 months. And as soon as those couple counseling classes were over, it just, 1.5 weeks to 2 weeks later, he quit his job. He said he doesn't care. I'm just fed up with it. That was 2 years ago, basically. And since then, he has had multiple jobs. I mean, I can count on my fingers and toes of how many jobs he's had in the past 2 years. And it's just very stressful.
That does seem very stressful, but I do see that you have personal strength. You are, working part-time and providing for your 2 children. And you're also in school, which is good. You know, you're trying to better your education and, you know, make a career for, you know, to support your children. So, your living arrangements, that's my next question. Where are you and your children staying right now?
We are staying at my parents'. We've lived there for almost 2 years. I was pregnant with my youngest child. Whenever me and my husband and my oldest, we moved back in with my parents. They have like an apartment basement type thing. So they're letting me stay there with my kids. Like, they haven't asked me to move out, and actually I only have a year left of school, so I think it's more beneficial for me to stay there. But it's just still hectic because, you know, they're upstairs, like they have their own thing, and I have my own thing downstairs, and it's just crazy because I always have to ask if they can watch the kids while I go to work or anything, because I just have no assistance with anything.
Okay, well, I can help you with that. I'll explain that at the end of our session today. Does your parents make you pay any kind of bills, or are they just trying to help you out, you know, with you being their daughter?
I pay them $75 a week. I mean, I don't
Is that hard?
It's not as hard if I was out here paying $500 for a place to live. But, you know, it still takes a lot out of my paycheck as well. But, you know, they don't complain about me if I need a babysitter for work or school. They don't complain if, you know, we eat some of their food, because I also, you know, supply our groceries, or like at least our meals for the evening, because during the day, if my mom watches them on at school, like, you know, my kids are still fed, but like at nighttime, like, we go downstairs and like I cook the food that I bought.
Okay.
Because I'm just very independent. I don't like anybody like trying to help me in any type of way, and
okay.
I just let myself get in front of everybody whenever I just want to do it all by myself.
Okay. So I understand that. Okay. So I understand that you are going through a divorce, of course, and you're living with your parents, and your 2 children live there as well. Did your husband also live there with you? Did he stay there?
Yes,
okay.
He did.
Did he ever try to help you? Or?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, the reason why we moved back in is because he lost his job or what, but he just, no.
So y'all lived on your own at one time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And do you think that maybe y'all's relationship was better then than it was when you had to move in to your parents after he couldn't hold a job?
Oh, yes, it was great. Like, I mean, and he's still a great guy, you know. It's just, he just thinks for himself and not for his kids. He'd rather, you know, go out and buy some beer sometimes instead of helping me buy diapers, or, you know, wanting to take me out to dinner. It's always having to do, like, I have to do that. Like, and I'm just sick and tired of it, honestly. Like, I just can't take it anymore.
I understand. I couldn't imagine. Sometimes it is good for a couple to go out on their own and have a date night. And I know it's hard with children, but sometimes it is, you know, better. It does better your relationship.
Oh, he doesn't even want to go out with the kids. Like, he says that there is no reason for us to take kids out there just crazy, and they act all crybaby and everything. It's just ridiculous. He doesn't want to do anything.
So has this been a progressing thing? His actions, it didn't just all happen at once. Have you seen it going bad
Yes.
for a while now?
Yeah.
What were some signs? Did it start maybe when you moved into your parents? After he lost his job? Do you feel like that could be a problem?
Your
housing situation?
I don't think so, because we're like isolated from my parents,
okay.
honestly. But I mean, if we do need them, we just go upstairs. But like, we are isolated from them,
okay.
like at all times. I don't think that is. I think that, you know, whenever we first got together, he was like the big honcho guy. You know, he had the job, he had the money, he had the car, he had a house, and then like he went through a previous divorce, so like maybe that's what it was. Like, I don't know, but now he feels like he has nothing to live for and all this other stuff. He doesn't have kids with his previous wife. It was like a high school thing, but still, like, we have kids now. We have a family. Stop dwelling on that. I'm not saying that's it, but it could be.
I understand. How are your children, if you don't mind me asking, how are they coping with this?
Well, my 4-year-old, she's kind of used to it, like not seeing her dad every once in a while, only whenever he wants to see her. So she doesn't really, she asks about him every once in a while, but not really. And my 2-year-old, like, doesn't really understand yet about it, so.
Okay, I understand. Does he ever ask you, if maybe you need something for the children since y'all been split up or separated? Does he ever try to see them, or
No.
do y'all get along?
I mean, yeah, we're not angry at each other. We're not arguing. It's just,
that's good.
I think we both say that we're done, but
that's good.
I still love him though.
It's good to be civil with each other for the children. I think, maybe your children will soon, maybe when they get older, they'll understand and it won't be so hard on them. Well, going back to the housing situation and the medical card and food stamps, if you do feel like you need assistance, I'm here to help you with that. I have a list of facilities here that are able to help you, resources. Do you have any questions regarding the food stamps or the medical card or the housing situation?
Do you all have any help with childcare?
As far as getting a babysitter, daycare, is that what you're saying? Yes, we do. Based on your income, they will determine how often they can watch your child. I can give you resources. I actually don't have that listed, but I can give you resources for that.
Okay. Because I think having my children interacted with a daycare facility or other kids that will also help them instead of just having my mom watch my children. I mean, I know my mom doesn't care, but I also don't want that burden there with her either.
Do you feel like it might be easier on you if you did receive child care?
Yes.
And easier on your mother as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe just part-time.
Okay. What about food stamps? Do you have any questions regarding that?
Well, I've heard about it, but I mean, I know it just goes based on your income and how many are in your household and stuff, but like, you might not be able to tell me, but with the food stamps, with me living with my parents, even though it's in the basement, do I still get them? Because like my dad is in like the military, so like I know I wouldn't be qualified if I live with him, but since like I do things on my own, like I provide for my own and stuff, like would I be able to still?
Well, if you eat separately, I believe you will be able to receive the food stamps.
And since I have kids.
And you have children, yes, of course. They want to make sure that the children are, nourished and have the proper foods.
Okay. I'll write this phone number down. I'll get this phone number from you after I leave, I guess, and make appointments and stuff for us.
Do you have medical insurance for you and your children?
No, I don't. I don't have that. I have like part-time insurance through my work, but
not. Does that cover your children as well?
Just on dental, but not on health insurance or anything.
Well, this is
thankfully they haven't got sick for me to go to the doctor.
This is a really good resource right here is the medical card. You apply to that, and based on your income, and they'll determine if you receive the coverage or not.
Okay.
And that's for you and your children.
Okay.
So that'll be really good. And you might not have to worry about paying for your insurance through your work facility since you are part-time.
Okay.
And with school, I'm sure that might help you. Okay. Well, I would like to meet back with you maybe next week. Is that okay? Can we meet weekly?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's great. That gives me something to look forward to and someone I can talk to.
Okay. What day would be best for you next week?
Well, I don't have class on Tuesday. We can meet Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, Tuesday works. Is there a particular time, morning or evening?
Morning would be great.
Okay, that'd be great. Well, I want to thank you for coming.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Savannah. You have a great day.
You too, Alice, and I'll
Thank
see you
you.
next week.